And thank you all for being here today. We're really excited to discuss the AWS Partner Analytics application with all of you. I am joined on stage by my friend and colleague, Jessica.
Thank you, Luca. So I want to go over the agenda of our talk very quickly. We're going to start with a little bit of background and benefits on this feature that is available to you in AWS Partner Central. Then we're going to deep dive into the feature itself, show you a little bit more about what you can find in those analytics dashboards and how you can use them. Then we'll move into some partner responses. How are partners using this? How do they feel about the tool? And then finally, we'll go through some next steps, how you can access it yourself, and then turn it over to you all for some Q&A. So to get us started, I wanted to talk a little bit about the background of this tool. Why did we build it? Why did we deliver this to partners? And basically, it all started from partner feedback. What we kept hearing from partners is that they were looking for a better view into all of their data from AWS. And so what this really meant was they didn't want to go to Partner Central for one part of their AWS business and Marketplace for the other part. They wanted a singular 360 view. The other feedback we kept hearing was we want transparency between the view that we see and what our partner development managers or our partner marketing managers, whoever's supporting you at AWS, what they're seeing internally. So based on that feedback, we built the analytics dashboard, and it delivered on both of those promises with a little extra benefit. So to start, this analytics dashboard actually gives you that 360-degree view into your AWS business. So now you're going to see all of the data that you have maybe through the ACE pipeline, as well as your marketplace data that you normally would have accessed through the Marketplace Management Portal or AMP. You'll see all of that in one space in your Partner Central Analytics tab. And with that, with this consolidated view, you can actually start seeing some insights into your business. So for example, you can look at some historical sales data, you can look at trends, and Luca will dive deeper into some of the insights that will help you move your business from the dashboard. Finally, we've actually now created a matching view between what you are seeing and what all of our internal AWS teams that are supporting you are seeing. So you no longer have to worry about reconciling data with your partner manager, comparing spreadsheets, looking for gaps or differences. Everybody's actually looking at the same view at the same time. So that should accelerate some of your conversations and help you focus on the more strategic elements of your business planning instead of just figuring out why one of you sees one number and somebody else sees another. So with that, I want to hand it over to Luca, who's going to dive a little bit deeper on the feature itself and show you what it can offer you.
Fantastic, thank you. So first thing I want to show you is how do you access this new application, Partner Analytics. If you look at the screen, this should look very familiar to you. This is your Partner Central account. And you'll notice that on the top bar, we added an Analytics tab, and that is what you would click on to access the application. Now, if you're sitting there and thinking, okay, this is cool, but how do I make sure that only the people within my organization that I want to can have access to the data that I determine? Rest assured, because Partner Analytics is integrated with role-based permissions that you can set through Partner Central, as well as the broader IAM permission management. And so you have the ability to clearly specify which role or which user is allowed to see which data point within the application. So once you click on that, you will be the analytics will recognize your permission set and will take you into the application itself. Next slide, thank you. And as you land on Partner Analytics, the first thing that you'll see is something called At a Glance. And At a Glance, it's really the homepage. And the purpose of this is to give you a sense of all the possible focus areas that you can deep dive. So the Analytics app is structured using tabs. So each tab is a focus area. For example, ACE, for example, investments, for example, marketplace billing and disbursements. And the purpose of the At a Glance homepage is to take one or two key metrics from each of these areas to give you a snapshot of how you're performing, how your business is going. And then from here, you can quickly move on and deep dive a specific area, which we'll look at next. So let's take ACE, AWS Customer Engagement. So the purpose of this is really to give you a one-stop shop view of your entire pipeline. And of course, you can break down between partner-originated, AWS-originated in terms of volume and count, associated pipeline revenue. But what's really cool about this tab is that you can also cut and slice the data, for example, to look at your pipeline in a specific geo, or for a specific customer segment, or for a specific industry. For example, you will be able to use multiple charts within this experience to look at what does my pipeline look like in Spain for small and medium businesses. And then the most exciting thing about this, I would say, is that we're sharing with you, for the first time ever, AWS intelligence on AWS customers. So if you, about halfway down, we're sharing something called the AWS Marketplace Engagement Score for the first time ever. And what that represents is the likelihood that any given account has to procure via AWS Marketplace. And the reason why we did that is because partners have been telling us that they want AWS to help them focus their sales efforts. And the AWS Marketplace Engagement Score is a response to that feedback. It provides you with concrete insights, concrete indication as to whether AWS thinks that opportunity is likely to close, via Marketplace, that is. You'll hear later about the initial partner response, but this has already been, our early adopters have loved this feature and has changed the way that they approach sales. Moving on, another major area is investments. And investments, we think of it in terms of funding and discounts. And Partner Analytics aggregates all of the funding motions. So think of all the funding programs that you apply to, aggregated within one single view. You can look at the credits, you can look at the discounts issued, you can look at the claims, right? So think of all of the funding requests that you've historically submitted through the AWS Partner Funding Portal. Now, all of that is available within the same experience, and you can track the status of each of these asks. So switching gears, looking at AWS Marketplace, there is a lot of analytics that AWS Partner Analytics makes available, including revenue, collection, disbursements, agreements, renewable, and so on. But the two new areas that I am really excited to touch on is marketing campaigns and lead funnel views. So again, these are brand new insights, brand new metrics that AWS is sharing with its partners for the first time. So what we are sharing with you are marketing campaigns that AWS has run on your behalf, featuring your AWS Marketplace products with a set of customers across different geos. And for the first time ever, we'll give you the campaign ID, we'll show you what that campaign generated in terms of leads, what is the funnel. And the idea of that is to really give you insights into how AWS market your products and which of your products are the ones that are generating the most interest and the most traction with buyers. And so more specifically on the Marketplace side, there is a lot. What I am most excited about the Marketplace dashboard is that there is about 15 different filters that you can use to customize the views. For example, here, you can track your billing trends. You can specifically look at your net revenue, your wholesale cost, the gross refunds that you've issued. And you can insights by product, company, and geo. Also, we provide insights into disbursements, again, on a month-to-month basis. And with that, we also tell you the average time that it takes for disbursements to hit your account. And moving on, another very popular view with our sellers, it's agreements, right? It's your customers. So here is where we give you visibility into your subscriptions. So new subscriptions, active subscriptions, subscriptions that have ended, renewals, upcoming renewals. And again, all of this is it's breakable by product type, customer, company, reseller, and others. And then finally, before I pass it on back to Jessica, we have product usage. So this is, again, at the product level, we give you insights into the instance type, the offer ID, the product, and how companies are using your marketplace listings. With that, Jessica, tell us about how partners have responded so far.
So I wanted to share a little bit about what partners are telling us in response to this new tool that they have access to. So I wanted to start with this quotation from the Alliance lead from Init, who says that the analytics dashboard is actually helping in all of their day-to-day operations, looking to optimize the workloads, engagements, and deliverables. So you might be saying, okay, how can I use it? What are some of the values? So some of the things that you can use this dashboard for, which you may have had access to before if you cobbled together a lot of different data sources, did a bunch of downloads. Now everything is here for you in an easily viewable and customizable single screen. So you can use this to review some of your historical sales and opportunity trends. And you can actually time-bound a lot of the views that you can engage with in the tool. And so this allows you to look at things on a year-to-year basis, identify trends within your data, and also help you plan out those really tough end-of-year book closing kind of activities. You can also forecast your estimated pipeline, some of your future revenue, and get some insights on the leads, opportunities, and success rates on these conversions. And finally, as Luca was talking about before, you can track and measure these approved cash credits and discounts that you're getting as part of a benefit of partnering with AWS. So if you're currently engaging in our partner programs and earning marketing development funds or MAP funds or any kind of funding that helps accelerate your business with your customers, you have a nice view of that in this dashboard now. So we're trying to consolidate as much of your operational data that you need on a day-to-day basis into this single view that both you and your PDM can view at any time. So with that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about where you can find this in Partner Central. So if you log in, and as Luca was saying before, you have to have an advanced security role, so Alliance lead, Alliance team, ACE manager, marketing lead, any of these heightened security roles will give you access into the Partner Analytics Dashboard. You also have to be at either the validated or differentiated stage of one of your partner paths. So that's who the feature is available to. Once you get to the analytics dashboard, I wanted to point out a couple things at the top of the screen. The first thing is the feedback button. So when you are navigating through Partner Central, we actually always want your feedback. We want to know what's going well for you in the tool and what's not. And so just as we always want that, we want to hear from you about Partner Analytics. Is this giving you what you need, and how can we improve the product? There's also a support button at the top of the page, and I wanted to call that out too, because if you look at your data and you see anything that you don't understand or that might be surprising to you or looks different from your own CRM, you can use that support feature to get in touch with somebody at AWS, and they'll help you understand why it's displaying in the way that it is. And then finally, we actually have a survey live right now that I would encourage all of you to take, because the survey will help our product teams decide what to prioritize next, what should go on their roadmap, and how else we can make the tool better for you. So with that, I really encourage everybody to log into Partner Central as soon as you can, maybe not in this moment, but as soon as your flights are taking off from Las Vegas. Take a look at the analytics dashboard and tell us what you think about it. The other thing I'd like to plug very briefly is that Luca, I, and several of our teammates are all at the partner booth. It's booth 330. right?
313.
313, sorry. But you can find us over near Theater 1. So please swing by this week because we have representatives from all over the Partner Central and partner functions represented there, so we can answer a lot of different questions for you, especially about some of those new things we launched in late November. So thank you very much for making the time to come and learn with us today.